Someone just makes a pylon here against Terran. Or against anyone. Like, what is this doing here? The ugly pylon. It didn't want to be near everybody else. They cast it out. It was branded. That's like the worst place. It's not at the front to wall off. It's not near your mineral line to help protect it and warp in. It's just in a random fucking vulnerable location in your base. And what? 2 gases? You don't even have a gateway. Just because you have the money doesn't mean you should spend it. I hope you don't have a credit card. Oh my god. Just because you were AFK for 20 seconds. I don't... No, you can't buy any Terran here, my brother. I don't... So, every single thing for the first minute has managed to be wrong. Everything you've done is wrong. The entire first minute is a disaster. Alright. Just everything is wrong. Also, you haven't even hotkeyed your damn Nexus. Alright, I get it. Some Terran respect, but there's no you haven't even hotkeyed the Nexus. Alright, like... We are 70 seconds in. What are you gonna do with 100 gas? Alright. Okay, I recommend, pro tip, hotkey your Nexus so you can build probes without clicking on the Nexus. Well... So, I want to welcome you back to Gold League Grandmasters, because if you can't handle the first minute, you don't deserve anything else. As in the bottom, or the side, to the left, we have from the Winter Gaming Clan. Oh god. It is Prometheum, who has gone for everything you want to do if you don't want to do anything. And in the bottom right, it is explore space with the 4 Rex proxy in his own base into double gas with the triple depot wall. Going for the heavy pressure / all in and then simultaneously not attacking. Let's see how this progresses. And the classic Build-A-Forge delayed warp gate strategies from Prometheum, as everyone knows, making sure no pylons are close enough to actually help defend the main base in any real way. That would be unfair because Protoss is known to be very imbalanced. I'm gonna go with the cannons in aesthetically pleasing positions. Maybe not the most useful, but aesthetically pleasing at the very least.
Yes. Just as I deserve.
Thank you, Sleesh.
Just played a member of WNTRGG in Silver Eye. I love this community.
Fucking noobs.
Also, I'd like to join too.
Right now, it is 16 Marines against 1 Immortal, 1 Adept, and 1 Cannon. Who will win? Just 1 Immortal against the world. The Marines show up to the party, uninvited. Warp Gate is not done. How will Prometheum defend? Just a single cannon. He can target the cannon down. No, he's too scared of it. He's gonna go for the pylons. The cannon actually has less HP than a single pylon, let alone 2. But the target fire is there. He's going for the robo. He's going for the immortal. He's going for the pylon. that will depower Artosis. Even the tasteless pylon wasn't enough to back it up. One immortal against the world, 3 kills. It's still powered. The cannon is still powered. One cannon, obviously too powerful to take on. There is no way 16 Marines could have handled that. Beautiful micro. The probes are off the line. The immortal stands strong. The Adun immortal skin paying off in dividends. And somehow, one adept, one cannon, and one immortal have held off all 16 Marines with minimal losses. As Explore Space has decided to expand. We have 25 probes to 23 SCVs. No orbital command quite yet. He doesn't want to have too much money because then he wouldn't be able to spend it. Unlike his gas. Alright, everybody's gonna sit back. Warp Gate is completed, but using it once again would be unfair to his opponent. So Prometheum has decided instead of using Warp Gate, he will instead build a bunch of tech buildings for the Warp Gate units, which he is not building. A alternative strategy if I've ever seen one. On the other side, we got the classic Marine tank with the factory rallied into one of the tanks as they step over one another in order to run over the Marines. Both players with 700 gas in the bank. We'll see if they withdraw it on anything anytime. He's gonna trap the Zealot! Okay, it escapes just in time. And we'll see as we build up to the next engagement. An observer will come across. Explorer Space had his initial attack. He has no follow-up. Prometheum, on the other hand, is building up to something of an army. He's got the the +1 will eventually be repowered. The scan comes out. What is going on with those tanks? The cannon's on the way. 3 immortals, half a dozen charge lots, but those are tanks in the front. Will he siege them? Maybe a little bit late on the siege. The tank fire will actually obliterate some of the Marines. The immortals come up with the target fire. The cannons are coming up as well. We'll be able to take out the last tank. Not quite. The cannons are being fought. But the cannons look like they'll almost just be enough. He unsieges the tank. He had the cannons, but he gives up on that plan. He packs it up, he packs it in, and he goes back home. Prometheum has held for the second time. 37 to 35 workers, but we do have a Colossus on the way. A Raven has been completed. He could get a medevac to heal his Marines, but now thinking ahead, if you're going to build a Raven, you don't want to get stim, because if you get stim, you're going to hurt your own Marines when you try to attack. Think about it. But it's 69 to 63 supply. As Prometheum has worked up to a respectable amount of gateways. High capacity fuel tanks. Of all of the upgrades that he could have built out of the Starport Tech Lab, Explore Space is going for high capacity fuel tanks. I mean, you gotta spend your gas somehow. Alright, Prometheum, of course. The third base will be taken in the opposite main. He does have the units to expand to a third near his base where it's not vulnerable. But where's the fun in that? A third base is being taken by Explore Space as he's exploring all the space around his base. Unfortunately, every time he tries to apply his units to Prometheum's face, he gets slapped across with a strong mace out of the Immortals, who are going to eventually give chase. We'll have to see. The supplies, surprisingly even if you look at them. But the upgrades, +1. It is extended thermal lance, warp gate, charge, and +1 against high-capacity fuel tanks. He gives him the scan. And another scan. That Colossus feeling very naked right now. Alright, combat. We have recalibrated explosives for the Seeker missile damage and range. +1 vehicle and ship plating. That one's pretty self-explanatory. Corvid reactor for more Raven starting energy. +1 infantry weapons for the infantry that do not have stim pack. And of course, high-capacity fuel tanks and combat shields already complete. 16 probes will be transferred through the middle of the map. The trail of what could have potentially been tiers. They will all survive to mine from Prometheum's third base. Or at least get kind of close. Alright, there we go. We, of course, have the forward turret perimeter as the TPM begins to raise. Explore Space contracting one very brave SCV to build turrets to zone out observers, obviously. As you can see. Really gotta keep that. His vision game is on point. On the other side, Prometheum actually working on +3. Drilling claws are on the way, and he's building his very first Widow Mine. Prometheum opting for a War Prism. He's built a very strong army, even some Dark Templar in the mix now. There are 2 pylons here. Moving on. The turret perimeter is being put up. No sensor towers yet. Gravitic Drive is on the way for the Prism speed. Blank for the Stalkers, which he has warped in the first round of. Where else are you going? And then he goes back to work. And then he has the inner turret perimeter. It's important. It's like an onion. You peel apart one layer, you're already crying. But you gotta keep going, alright? As the Raven count is growing, the unit production is not, but there are literally no units in production for Explore Space. He only has 41 SCVs, but he has built these orbitals. The great pylon line of 2017 is being constructed on the inner side of Prometheum's hidden third base. Now, this is a sign. Deaf children at play. That's also a sign. Well, blind, actually, would be more accurate, but more turrets are being built throughout. The TPM has now reached a little bit over 0.5. As Prometheum has now expanded to his third. A Warp Prism with Gravitic Drive, not really showing it off right now. Kind of like the high-capacity fuel tanks. Now, the chances that he's ever going to boost his medevacs and take advantage of those high-reserve fuel tanks, I'd say are about 50-50 right now. Just like the winner of this game. Despite the fact Prometheum is building on paper. Of course, who uses paper anymore? But on paper, the stronger army. The better army. The more capable army. The A-move army. But Explore Space with his alternative strategies, and even the turret going to work, driving away the Prism, who didn't even notice. As we see dozens of APM for both these players. Scans across the board. Explore Space feels confident enough to move out. The double Prism play. This War Prism was forgotten. You're obsolete. Alright, he was just 2 days from retirement. But Explorer Space has moved out to his outer perimeter. We'll continue to build the inner perimeter. Oh, wait. They're calling him back out of retirement. They wanted a sequel. Okay, we need someone who has experience with games like this. And the Warpin'. And the Warpin'. And the Warpin'. Let's go to the Prometheum action cam. The Prometheum Action Cam brought to you by Kinko's. So you can... That's it. That's all I got. Just Kinko's. So you can, advertise your business doing outdated build. I didn't have a follow-up. Sometimes just doesn't land, okay? Like any warpins in this game, apparently. Oh, the Seeker missiles! He's not paying attention! He's not paying— Oh my god! It's a disaster! The entire Protoss frontline is obliterated in seconds! The Zealots on the other side, Prometheum, his priorities were much less than straight, as 3 Colossi and untold numbers of Zealots and Dark Templar are obliterated by the recalibrated explosives. And he's moving forward, only a single Colossi in the back. If only he had a detection unit to see those Dark Templar. If only he had a detection unit to see them. Wait, oh, he does. Okay. And Prometheum finds himself down on supply. The Select All Army Hotkey being mashed. Half a dozen hotkeys out of Explorer Space, and a grand total of 1 out of Prometheum. This is getting ridiculous. I don't even know anymore. More Seeker missiles are coming out. I think those Stalkers have Blink, but I'm not sure they know it. As he does more damage, they're moving forward. The Zealots will walk through the shadow of the Valley of Vines. The Colossi moving forward. Seeker missiles in the back. The Colossi are going to be knocked to the ground. Another one. Explorer Space will be ahead on supply. Another huge Zealot warpin for unknown reasons on the other side. The Observer is scouted as soon as a Raven moves in. Never mind. But the Zealots, there's only Marines being produced. Explorer Space is out on supply. He's building Thors. The wall is... Oh my god! Stargate Command is being constructed in the top right corner. The ground units weren't cutting it. We're taking it to the skies. Prometheum is going to be building more Stargates than all the inferior series combined. 7 Stargates in the top right. As he cannot go up the ramp. The third base is protected by a planetary. There's still plenty of minerals here. No fleet beacon yet. He does have his entire infrastructure. All that matters is being rebuilt. No gas has been mined, but he's somehow mined out of the minerals. Going for the planetary. He has +3 on the Zealots. The SCVs are repairing. The planetary is holding. And the Zealots are not. Their lives given in vain. As this attack continues to be stalled out in the main. So, a fleet beacon on the way. Nothing but carriers, baby. Explorer Space. Prometheum has still been mining. Another warping of Zealots. 6 times the charm. Now Explorer... Oh no, it's a disaster! All the probes! 50 probes have been killed, and I think about half of them were right there. Immediate cancel out of Explorer Space. The worker count is 41 to 21. Only 21 SCVs mining off of a single base. Whereas Prometheum has the top right. Those are 3-1 Zealots against 1-1 Marines and 1-1 and another warping of charged lots. He's giving away these Thors. Well, if these Zealots don't join... Okay, there you go. The Thors will fall. And Prometheum may take the supply... Well, go help your friends! Okay, there you go. The tanks are working their way forward. There's not quite enough vision here to see this cannon on the high ground. As the Zealots continue to... The wall is down! Carriers are in production. Only 3. He's warped in like 7,000 minerals of zealots, so he can't really afford. The mothership core will be shot at by a turret. That outer turret perimeter really making the difference here.
Your
Thank you.
dedication will be rewarded.
As the wall will be rebuilt. Explore space finding his way forward. The tanks as well. A tank will go down to a cannon. Cannons, the repeated issues here. The Zealots try to come in, but the Thors will hold the line alongside the Marines. The depots... Oh, he's dropping mules to repair the depots. One will fall anyways. Another Nexus has gone down, but Prometheum is building off of 5 Stargates now. In the top right corner, explore space. Hasn't explored all the space around all the potential bases. The scans come out. Where are they coming out? Into the main, making sure to cover this area very heavily once again. That's very important. All right. The Seeker missiles coming in. Give it to me, baby. Oh! Ah! Overkill. But the carriers. Explore. I mean, he has a lot of Marines and Ravens. But this top right, the alternative base. Both of them right around 80 APM. Explore space with another planetary fortress.
Yes. Just
Thank
as
you.
I deserve.
Thanks for what you do.
It seems like the carriers might be enough as time goes on, but there aren't enough carriers. Even with 6 carriers, if all of this is together with Widow Mines, the interceptors will just be obliterated. You will have to see. Explorer Space is holding on back at home. Some more scans coming out. I'm not sure what he's scanning. Has he seen it? He still knows nothing. He's completely in the dark. The carrier fleet. The Golden Armada. As the main base has finally been targeted. Prometheum has expanded. He's essentially now... This is a 3-player map, and all 3 starting positions have been mined out. All 3 starting positions on this 3-player map in a 1v1 are now mined out. All right. It's 52 probes to 28, but are they all mining? For the most part. The Marines find the prism, which is still waiting in this corner. More scans. He sees the Armada! Finally, Explorer Space realizes, you know, maybe I've overlooked some things in my life. As he goes for 2-2-2-2 across the board. The outer perimeter will be breached by the carriers. But he does have the Ravens, and he does have the Seeker missile, and he does have a lot of Marines, and he does have high-capacity fuel tanks. That's just unrelated, really, but here come the carriers. Will the Seeker missiles be there? He can kill a lot of interceptors. Okay. The Ravens are right there. They're the Seekers across the board. Full energy! He tries to spread them out. And actually doing a pretty good job. But he's out of interceptors. He's down to 18, 15, 13, 12. The turrets are coming out as well. There's only a handful of Marines, but the turrets are damaging the carriers. The Widow Mines! Another one! And the carriers are forced to retreat! Prometheum down 10 supply. A mothership is on the way. Explorer Space continuing to build Marines. They have served him well thus far. Most of the Ravens survived that attack. And it's looking like explore space, despite not exploring all the space on the map, is in a winning position? I don't want to say that. 6 more carriers are in the mail right now. 6 more. We're looking at 70, 80 interceptors. It could go either way. Prometheum gonna come down and come to a stark realization. Whoa, get out of here. See ya. Still, the Marines will kill the Dark Shrine. The carrier's gonna swing down. Probably try to take out this planetary fortress. Alright. Expanding to the bottom left. Definitely not using the select all army hotkey. You gotta give him that. Prometheum at 0 APM. He's taking a breather. His heart's beating. His hands are shaking. Are there enough? There are 50 interceptors. Will they just die? Where are the seeker missiles? The Widow Mines could backfire as well. He's dropping. The interceptor count has dropped 2. 2 Widow Mines are going to connect. Down goes the mothership. Another strike. The interceptor count is at 12. He's just targeting the carriers. He doesn't have enough interceptors to survive. The carriers will retreat. And none of the Raven energy was used. More carriers are on the way. He has to rebuild. This base is forfeit. The probes will be transferred through in the danger zone. 7 carriers. He has just enough money to rebuild these interceptors. I fear he doesn't have much time left. The Widow Mines are going to have to backfire. I think the best unit right now, potentially, for Prometheum will be the Widow Mine. You might be like, well, Widow Mines aren't known for their Protossness. Well, today they must be. The carriers, the entire fleet will come to deal with this one Marine. This is like any superhero TV show situation right now. Except the Marine dies. So it ends in like episode 4. Alright. 72 interceptors. We're going to go up to about 80 against 70 Marines. He needs the Widow Mines. The Widow Mines need to connect on the Terran army. Any upgrades? +2 attack. That is a lot of interceptors there. The Swarm. The Golden Swarm. They're the Widow Mines. Okay. 76 interceptors. Seeker missiles come out. Onto the carriers. He will split some off. They'll connect. How many will die? 2 carriers go down immediately. We're down to 48 interceptors against more Marines. And he's going for the base trade with carriers. That's a bold move. Let's see how it works out for him. That carrier will be canceled. The money will be refunded. He'll be able to afford several more interceptors. He can afford 50 more. But Prometheum is left with 7 carriers, 15 probes, 53 interceptors, and a dream. Cutting off the reinforcements. Explorer Space is scrambling back to defend. The main base, the TPM paying off now. The positioning could be good. Prometheum is still mining enough to rebuild interceptors. That's about where we're at right now. As the interceptors are being gunned down, he's down to 40. The main base Marines will be taken out. If he tries to target fire the carriers, that could also be a mistake. There's still some more Seeker missiles. He's in the main. Stim is on the way, but the 31-minute stim might be a bit too late. The Seeker missiles come out. 1 carrier goes down. The others are badly bruised. The shields are stripped away from almost all of the carriers. The 30-minute stim timing, it might complete, but the stim could backfire. We've seen it backfire before. Wait, will the barracks burn before stim completes? Oh god, it's gonna be close. Oh my god. If the barracks burns, then stim will not complete. and he'll lose it. Oh, it's so close. Oh. Okay. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh. It's right there. He can repair. Oh. Ah. He's 10 seconds. 10 seconds away. And stim. 5, 4, 3, 2. No! He loses it. And the carriers are back. Oh! And it's gone. And it's gone. Of all the barracks, a fleet beacon is rebuilt. He can build more carriers and a mothership. He knows what he wants. Explore spaces in his own main. No, but no, you have to restart it. You have to start from the beginning. You cannot save. You cannot pass go. Do not collect stim pack. No, it doesn't pause. It's gone. It's all gone. They burned the Library of Alexandria. Okay, it's all gone. Where are you going? He's gonna repair his ravens. Okay. Oh, the carriers decided. The carriers didn't even launch their interceptors. The command center spontaneously imploded. Alright, more carriers on the way. There's still one base money. He still has money, does explore space. 48 interceptors to 59 marines. 2 more carriers are about to complete. It's 26 to 22 workers at the 33-minute mark. +3 air attack. The ambition is there. He expects this game to go almost another 3 minutes. Explore space, finally consolidating his forces and moving forward. The scans. He sees the base. He has the target. The mothership is on the field, but there are plenty of ravens. The Golden Armada is over the open field. The interceptors will be gunned down before they can even target. The mothership eating a brunt of the damage. A lot of seeker missiles coming out. Damage all over the carrier. Oh no! Oh no! The fleet implodes! GG! Too many missiles! Finally! Landed onto the carriers! Oh. 35 minutes, and Stimpack is halfway done. GG. Alright, the next replay. These are sub replays, by the way, for sub hour. Thank you for helping me hit that goal. But, I will be right back. One moment. We got 3 more replays to do for sub hour. It's already been an hour. But quick break, and then we get back.